to Power Conversations podcast by What's Your Superpower TV. This podcast features conversations of overcoming by faith and pushing through to fulfill a purpose-driven life. This podcast is hosted by CEO and best-selling author Nadia Francois. Welcome to the broadcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Power Conversations Live. I am your host, Nadia Francois, and today we have joining us some of the amazing speakers from the Sister Leaders Conference that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. So we are going to get to talking to these amazing women and find out more about Sister Leaders Conference. So right now I'm going to bring these ladies in. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, ladies. How are you tonight?
Awesome.
Great.
Excited.
Awesome. So right now you can take the time to share out the broadcast. Of course, it is broadcasting live on our Power Conversations magazine and podcast page, and also What's Your Superpower TV page and YouTube. All right. So feel free to share. I am going to share it to my personal page so that if you need to get it there, you can get it there too. So, with that being said, we will begin our intros. And let's start with Dr. Eve Taylor.
I just knew I was at the top. Well, I am Dr. Eve Taylor. I am originally, I was born in Georgia, but I spent some time in Brooklyn, New York, and then I lived in Miami, from Miami to Atlanta, met my husband, John Taylor, and we were married, have no children, but I had children from my previous marriage. And now I am here in the greater metropolitan Washington, D.C., Virginia area, and I've been here since 1992. I am retired from the federal government, but I also went back to the airline industry, and I'm retired from United Airlines. And so I am the president and founder of my Discover Your Why Leadership Ministries, Inc., which is a 501c3 ministry. In 2004, I began to do missionary work, and I've traveled throughout the continent of Africa. I've spent time in Beijing, Shanghai, and Hong Kong teaching on my principles of the Discover Your Why. And also, I forgot to tell you, my two kids both served in the Gulf War, and my disabled Vietnam veteran husband, who I am now his full-time caregiver, served in the United States Army. I also am a philanthropist. I help veterans and I help women who, during the holidays in particular, I have gift baskets that I create and I donate to different foundations or organizations. And so, as I said, I've traveled the world, I speak and I've lectured, and I'm the author of two books. The first book was Discover Your Why, published in January of 2012. And I recently published the second book, The Torn Fabric of America, The Racial Divide of Black and White. And I've had the privilege to go and speak at the Library of Congress on more than one occasion. And the first time I spoke there, I was sought out to speak because of my Discover Your Why book, to find out that it was such a phenomenal topic that they wanted me to talk about, which were including 7 words: the why, what, when, where, who, how, and why. And so my book landed on the shelf in the Library of Congress with former First Lady Michelle Obama. And so I've had a broad speaking career as a motivational speaker, a leadership consultant, and an advocate for veterans. So there's more, but that's what I'll share with you right now. And anybody wanting to know more about me can go to my website, which I'm sure we will give that at the end of the broadcast.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you for that intro. Next up, Dr. Linda Jordan.
Good evening. Yes, my name is Dr. Linda Jordan. I'm a wife, mother, breast cancer survivor. And as I tell everyone, I was blessed with breast cancer 7 years ago, which allowed me to do what I'm doing now, and that is to start my own business. And I'm the CEO and founder of LRJ Coaching and Business Solutions. And that's where I work with organizations to help them identify gaps in the workplace through leadership training coaching. But I also am the founder of Illuminate Your Potential Academy. And that's where I work with women to help them increase their confidence so that they can start their own business and be able to go from corporate to being their own boss. In addition to that, I'm a real estate investor. That's one of my passions that I do, where I help individuals get out of difficult situations, and I'm able to purchase their homes and then sometimes rent back to them. But then I'll also refurbish the home and then resell it. So um, basically, I just enjoy real estate investing. So that's one of the things that I do. I'm also an author. I've co-authored 3 books. There's 2 in the back that you can see there. Business Booth. One was with Suzanne Evans and Larry Winget, and then The Power of Coaching. So those are 2 books that just recently co-authored with. And I'm also an instructor with Cornell University, and that's where I work with women to help them start their own business, and that's working with women across the entire world. I also teach leadership skills. And finally, I work with Cornell to do a diversity, equity, inclusion certification program. So I stay quite busy. And again, I'm based in North Carolina. So that's just a little bit about me. And you can learn more as we go through the conversations. I'll give you my contact information.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that wonderful intro.
My pleasure.
Miss Kimberly, how are you, Queen?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
So, my name is Kimberly Mitchell. I was born and raised in Mount Vernon, New York, but I moved relocated down here to Charlotte. I am an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a certified public speaking coach, as well as a TEDx public speaking coach. I am a storytelling strategist. I love the way that a story is told to allow the other person who maybe experienced something, maybe something similar. I like to take them on a journey and then give them the what you say, like the lows, the valleys, and give them the mountaintops experience. My first thing is like I love to talk about my mountaintops because then when I go hit you, when I bring you into my valley moments, you will understand that you too can overcome challenges and situations that you face. I have a book, Finding Love and Healing in the Pen, and it's basically a metaphor. I liken the ink that the pen dispenses as our message until it's in the hand of the creator, and then with his every pen stroke, and you let him guide it gracefully, and he will pen the perfect story, the perfect masterpiece, which is you. And my website is www.kimtspeaks.org. You can purchase a book through there, autographed copy. Yes, I am on Amazon, but I prefer you reaching out to me so that way I could give you a personalized message to keep going. And I hope the words that in the pages that I wrote bless you tremendously. And I I'm also an alopecian. I also speak on having alopecia and the journeys of dealing with alopecia. It's not a death sentence, but it does mess with your self esteem, and you do get bullied a lot. People don't seem to understand it. It can be a mental issue, and some people have committed suicide with alopecia. So it's not where you are going to get sick from it, but you can actually go downhill with it. So I'm an advocate. I love reaching out to people. I love speaking on alopecias and the effects of it and how to get through it, the journey, and let them know that they're not alone. You can also reach me on LinkedIn, Kimberly T. Mitchell. I also have a podcast, Kimberly T. Inspires. And also my Instagram is at Kim T Speaks, but I could tell you that all again later on. How to find me.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you for that great intro. And last but certainly not least, Miss Suzanne Peters. How are you, Queen?
Hi, I am great and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank
My
you.
name is Suzanne Peters. I am an international motivational speaker, best selling author, and I am the founder of Woman to Woman International Network, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides a space for women to share their message with the world. As of me, what I do, I help women share their message, story, and life experiences to start their own empowerment business, whether they want to speak on stages or they just want to focus on coaching. That's what I do. That's what I'm passionate about. And I know there are other people out there who wants to get into that arena. So join us, get connected, and I'll be sharing all about how you can connect with me later on. I'm just happy to be here.
Awesome. Love it, Queen. Thank you so much for that wonderful intro. Hey, ladies. All right, let's get to our questions, right?
Yes.
So, first off, thank you all again for being here today, representing the Sister Leaders Conference that is coming up in a couple of weeks,
Yes.
October 28th and 29th, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
So it is a virtual event and it is absolutely free to the public for for all of these amazing speakers that Dr. Karen is bringing. Y'all, listen, I've been watching her put out the lineup and it's amazing. Okay. So,
Mhm.
guys, make sure that you go to www.sisterleadersconference.com and register right now. All right. So, while you're registering, listen up. We are about to talk about these wonderful ladies and what they are going to be talking about during the conference. So, first question: what made you decide to be a part of the Sister Leaders Conference? And I'll go backwards. I'll start with Miss Kimberly.
What made me become want to be a part of it? The title, Sisters, Leaders, and Yes You, Yes Now. All
Yes,
of that embodies. It's like it's time. It's time for us to stand in our places. It's time for us to stop being ashamed or guilty of our stories and our journeys, because it's time for us to start getting our power from the places that we thought at once as pain. And we need to stand up because a lot of our sisters are falling. They don't know how to get up, and our story is so magnificent. It's one of a kind. People say, "Oh no, no, I don't want to hear about. Nobody don't want to hear about my story." Yes, they do.
yes,
Yes, they do. You're a walking testimony. You're beautiful. You're strong. Oh, I'm just a mother. No, you're not. You're more than that. Listen, you're taking care of those children. You're a phenomenal leader right
yeah,
there.
absolutely.
Have to deal with those kids
Yep.
every single day. So you are a leader, and sis, you are rocking it. And
Yeah,
mom, you going to work, going to
Mhm.
school, coming home, cooking dinner, doing whatever, putting those kids to bed, and still doing it all over again.
yeah,
You are phenomenal. We need you. I don't care what walks of life and what leadership role that you're playing. We need you. We need all of you.
absolutely, absolutely. And Miss Suzanne, your take.
Oh, I like how you pronounce my name. A little bit again, I would ask you if you were Trini. Well, for me, I am all about women's empowerment. I just love to see women building each other up.
Yes,
Now, where Dr. Karen is concerned, I am familiar with her. So when I first saw the theme, and then I realized, wait a minute, that's Dr. Karen? Oh, hell yeah, count me in.
yes,
Because it's one thing to be passionate about a topic and be doing your own thing, but
yeah,
it's another when you're able to
Mhm.
connect with other people who are walking in alignment with you, who it just makes magic. And I love to make magic. So that's what I'm here for, to make magic.
woo, yes. I love that. I love that. And Dr. Linda, what about you?
Well, just like all the ladies have said, I enjoy helping women, especially women of color, find their true passion. What is their why? Goes back to what Dr. Eve said. We all need to figure out what is our why, and sometimes we struggle with that. And so I'm on a mission to really help women figure out what that is and let go of some of that baggage that they may be carrying on their backs, thinking that they can't do it. And in addition, I had the opportunity to actually meet Dr. Karen earlier this year. She and I were doing the making of an entrepreneur with Shay Brown. And so I actually saw her in person and she was telling me about her summit. And I said, you know, if I see that, I'd love to participate in and have the opportunity to be on stage. And so when I saw her email come through, I was like, yes, that's what I want to do. Because we all have a story, we all have a message to tell. And to me, if we don't share our message with all the women in the world, then we're doing a disservice. And so that's really my main reason for wanting to be on this platform, to really share my story. And if I can just touch one person to make a difference in their life, then it's all worth it.
Love it. Love it. That's good. And Dr. Eve, come on and tell us what made you be a part of the Sister Leaders Conference.
Well, I have one simple word, and that one simple word starts with, and you'll hear me talk about this a whole lot because it's my passion.
Why?
Okay, you got that? Don't ever forget,
Yes.
don't ever forget the word why, because um, when I was growing up, sidebar, I used to always, my dad would say something and I would say, why? As a little girl, why? Little girl, why? My dad one day told me, if you ask me, child, one more time, why you saying why? He just did like he was going to take his belt off. And I said, oh, time, it's time to find space between him and me. And so I took off. And so I had a school teacher when I was 8 years old. I was always talking. Called my mom, came to my mom and my dad and said, this child is always talking. She's going to grow up one day to get a P, a H, and a D. And I thought to myself, P, H, and a D. I thought, that's over my head. You'll get that one. When I was about uh, 12, 13 years old, I had another teacher and she explained, she said, there's somebody going to get a PhD. And because she had been talking to Miss Knight and she looked at me and she said, yep, there's somebody on the road going to get a PhD. And so it took me 42 and a half years to conquer that PhD. Because when I graduated out of high school, I had I had a 4 year scholarship, but a childhood sweetheart twisted my vision that I said I do, and I was off track. And I slipped and went to Miami-Dade for 2 years before he found out that I was going to school while he was at work because we had our first baby and he didn't want me to work. Anyway, long story short, why am I here? I'm getting someplace. Stick with me now. So I was here because I met Brian on Black Speakers Network. And again, we were doing a podcast and we were talking. And I have to keep my clock next to me and say, Eve, they only want you to speak for 2 minutes. If you can't say it in 2 minutes, you haven't said anything. You haven't said anything that they needed to hear. So I'm monitoring that I need to say this because I know that we're all on the timeline. So when I heard about Dr. Karen's Yes You, Yes Now, and I said, when I talk about discover your why leadership, discover your why, my vision, purpose, and passion is all about the 7 words, which we'll talk about later, in helping people discover their why. Because most people are afraid of their why because of the fear factor that they think they're either not good enough, and especially sisters,
Mhm.
Afro American sisters. I have worked with all races and creeds, but I find more in our culture, we are
Mhm.
afraid to pursue the higher level. When Hillary Clinton was running for the president and she said, we broke the glass ceiling, no, it was just cracked because it still is
Yeah,
not broken completely
Yeah.
because
right.
Afro American women cannot get to the CEO chairs. Okay. They
Mhm.
want to get the second tier, but they can never get to the higher tier. And I teach people how to discover their why and know who they are and how to utilize the gifts and the skills that God has given to them. So
Yeah.
that's why my topic will be discover your why in leadership. You need to step up. And I think all sisters that is bringing something to the table, we will all be dropping nuggets for
Mhm.
everybody. And I plan to drop the nugget with some plenty powerful information about the why. And
Love
that's why
it.
I'm here. And I thank God for Dr. Karen, which we have spoken. She's like, I love what you're saying. I can't wait to hear more about how you're going to lay it out. And I said, well, that's why the Library of Congress had me to come in, because they wanted to know, how did you write this book, Discover Your Why, and what is it about? So, ladies, I'm so
Love it, Dr. Eve. I love it. I love it. So, Miss Kimberly, back to you, Queen. What aspect of this conference are you most looking forward to? Unmute.
Hearing from my sisters, of course. My presentation's already done. It's recorded. I sent it already in. I want to hear from all these fabulous ladies and the other ones that's lined up. I want to hear from everybody. And I hope it's running. It's running on Saturday too. I want to catch the whole. I'm just going to get my little tea, my coffee. I'm going to get me some snacks. I'm just going to relax. I'm going to watch it from the beginning to the end. So I'm just looking forward. And I got my notepad and my pen. I'm ready to take some notes.
You ready to get those gems, huh?
Yeah.
Good, good. Now, which keynote are you looking most forward to?
Mine. No, because I'm speaking about imposter syndrome, unmasking the real you, showing your authentic self, and how to. And I want to go through the 5 different types and the layers and what can cause the imposterism. And it's crazy because it's also procrastination, because you're making up all of these excuses for not going forward when you could just use what's in your hand, that little piece that's in your hand, and then God will multiply what you have as long as you move forward in faith. And like Dr. Eve said it before when she mentioned Brian Oles from Black Speakers Network. Somebody from his team asked me to speak do a master class, and I was getting ready to come through all these little information of why can't I do it. I accidentally said yes, sure. What happened? And then all of a sudden, all these other doors started opening. Then I'm here with you, speaking with all these fabulous ladies, and it's like, okay, so I have to step out on faith. I know what I know, and I could learn on the way. So this is what I want to teach other women about overcoming imposter syndrome, being true and authentic to who you are, and again, knowing your why and your passion. Sometimes we want to overlook what God is calling us to say and lead, how He wants us to lead, because again, we feel like our story is too embarrassing, too shameful, and nobody want to hear it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to
it. I'm excited. All right, Miss Suzanne, tell us about what aspect of the summit that you are looking most forward to and what you are speaking about.
Honestly, I am already experiencing the part that I am looking forward to. What I have been looking forward to and love most of all is making connections. I love meeting women that I can relate with and have conversations with that I can't have with just any and everyone out there, because what we are doing is something we are called to do. I have absolutely no one in my family or any close friend that is in alignment with that. So it's sometimes difficult to have these type of conversations with those people that I care about. But the more women I meet like you, the more conversations I get to have about things that I love talking about, you know? So for me, this was like win, 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 win. Because it's not just about coming and sharing your message on a platform. It's about all these different connections, and each connection leads to additional connections, you know? So it's just an ongoing thing. And I just love this.
Yeah.
I would be speaking about, well, like Oprah said, Oprah is my girl. Oh, we're friends, you know. Yeah, we are friends. but I really love Oprah's quote about using your failure as a stepping stone. No, failure is just another stepping stone to greatness. So my talk is actually that, using your failure as no, using your failure to step up to your greatness.
Love it.
So I have been through so many failures in my life. I mean, like, oh, and I'm not speaking about any small failure. I mean, some failures are big, but some failures are big. My failures have been huge. But regardless of what I've been through, I've never been one to stay down.
Yeah.
And to be honest, through talking about my failures is what helped me turn things around. And
Yeah.
in doing that, I found comfort. I found my happy place. In spite of all the chaos that was taking place in my life, I was still able to find my happy place and realize, listen, this is my calling. Because in spite of what I was going through, I was still able to share to inspire others. And in doing so, pull myself out of the fire. So I would be talking about failures because I know if I can come back from the huge failures I've been through, other people can definitely come back from whatever they are going through. Facts.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Love it. Love it. Dr. Linda, what
Yeah.
aspect of the summit are you most looking forward to, and what topic are you talking about?
So I'm just excited to be a part of the conference and to be in the room with all of these beautiful ladies and to hear all that they want to share. So I'm going to soak up as much knowledge as I possibly can and connect with everyone because I think that's the most important component of this is networking with everyone to find out, what's going on in their lives and how can we work together to
Yeah.
lift each other up. One of the speaks that I really do personally want to hear is that Dr. Eve, because I'm always talking about the why when I'm having conversations with my business clients or my coaching clients. I'm always talking about discover your why. So I want to see what I'm missing because I'm sure I'm missing something that I need to share. But what I'm really going to talk about, my topic is about how we as women, we need to eliminate those excuses that we have for not living our best life. And we
Mm,
create these excuses because we have fear.
Mm.
We all struggle, with that fear of failure or fear of rejection or I'm not good enough. And I believe that we as women of color struggle with that so much because we want to try to do everything for everybody. And we don't
mm,
have enough time for ourselves. And so we have fears and we need to learn from those fears. So that's really what I'm going to be talking about to share and how do you take those fears and how do you take those excuses, turn that around
yeah.
so that you can then move forward and not have the imposter syndrome or not feel like I can't share this information with anyone, or if I try something or if I build it, will they come? So I really wanted to focus on that with women and help them understand that you can make it. You just
Yeah.
have to believe in yourself, trust in yourself, and just move forward because moving forward means you're making progress
Absolutely.
because excuses don't take action, progress makes action. And so we have to do that continuously. So that's what I'm excited about.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, Dr. Eve.
I am so glad that Dr. Linder Jordan was mentioning one of my pet peeves in the Discover Your Why, which is the fear factor. And
Mm,
so, because of the fear factor, I don't know where she went. God bless her, bring her back. Um, as I said, my topic is discover your why in leadership. But while I talk about the discover your why in leadership, I have a prop that I didn't put in to my program, but I want to share it tonight for somebody because it's on YouTube. I use this. This is a simple little Rubik's Cube, got different colors. And because it has all the different colors in it, the why motif, and I use metaphors in that we all have some days we're moody. Would you say that, okay, if you're moody and you just fell down in a tunnel, there's a space of blackness that is over you? It's dark. You don't see the light. You understand what I'm saying? And
mhm.
then there is a time where you just get up in the morning, you say, I want to put on a bright color. I just feel like, and whatever you dress up in, It is indicative of giving you an attitude, a place of saying, I feel happy. And when you go into work, people say, oh, you look good today. And you say, oh my goodness, it makes me feel good that I stood in the closet 30, 40 minutes trying to pick up this favorite outfit. Okay.
Mhm.
And then for somebody to tell you, oh, you look so good today. But then you can walk in days where you feeling all moody and down, and somebody say, oh, you look so refreshed today. You look so good. It's the persona that people are already speaking into you, whether you're like, and people lift you up to help you get to the next level that you need to be in your own atmospheric person. You got to understand your why are you feeling down? Why are you feeling suppressed? Why are you feeling depressed? And so this word why, as Doctor was saying a moment ago, Dr. Linda was saying a moment ago, she was talking about fear. And so I help people understand as I teach on Discover Your Why Leadership, people are fearful in leadership. Your followers are fearful some time to follow you. So I say fear, the first letter, F, is facing facts. We got to face facts in real time. You can't face facts from yesterday. You can only take yesterday's information to see if there's something that you need to correct today. And then the E was equipping. How do you equip yourself to handle the course of the day of the things that is going to be coming toward you? And so after that, you have the A. What's your attitude like? How do you prepare yourself for the attitude adjustment that you need to make? Because all of us have heard attitude determines altitude. So it's how high do you want to go? And finally, the R is you got to re-energize yourself every day before you go out that front door. Because if you don't, when you go out the front door, you bring all your baggage with you and you take it wherever you're going, and then you come back home with it. And this is why I use this little Rubik's Cube and I give this to people and I say, when you're having issues, see if you can't master turning all the colors because it's time consuming. But once you get how to do it, you feel like you have accomplished something. And so I just like to share from my presentation how to get over your fears and to discover your why in leadership and what are the tools to use. And those tools are, don't forget it, it's 7 words. Your why determines what you want to do, your what determines how and when you take action. Your when is your timepiece. Everybody has to take some time to figure out what's going on in here. Your where is where do you want to be from this point tonight 9:05 to 9:05 next Tuesday night, okay? And you need to write a journal about the steps in the process. And then who? I say I need Jesus more than I need anybody else, but I also need an earthly mentor. Who do I need to mentor me to help me see myself as a bigger person rather than the smaller person, as an Afro-American woman suppressing myself rather than letting myself be a global person traveling the world internationally by myself. And people say, you went to Nigeria by yourself? What was it like? It was like God was with me. He sent me. So why was I go over there fearing when God sent me? And so then how and who are interchangeable. And so who you are and how you get there begins with why is it important to start today? Today, start today, and then why. So that's what I'm teaching about.
Love it. Listen, y'all, if you have not registered for this conference, you need to do so ASAP. I am going to type it in the comments, sisterleadersconference.com. While I do that, I want Miss Suzanne Peters to give us your definition of leadership.
Oh my goodness. This may sound bad, but can I just say one word?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woman.
Mm-hmm. It's woman.
Woman. That is my definition of leadership. And I'm not saying that to criticize anyone or make the men feel bad. But this, I am just passionate about women. And don't get it twisted, I'm happily married to a man. And if other people are married to women, I'm cool with that. That is you. But I am just passionate about women, like all wrong. I grew up with my mom and three sisters. So you can understand when I say I'm passionate about women, my mom is the ultimate leader. I don't know anyone else like her. So for me to say my definition of leadership is just look at woman, and more women need to know this and understand this. You are a leader.
Yeah.
You are half the times the leader of the household. You lead businesses. You lead $1 million businesses. So I am sticking with it. I'm sorry if I make anyone feel bad, but if you ever ask me about the definition of leadership, yes, I am telling you, woman, and I'm proud to say it. I'm
Love
sorry.
it. Love it. Dr. Linda, what about you?
So, my definition of leadership is influence.
Mm,
And to me, if you can influence individuals, you can help them understand how they can be good leaders, then to me, then that's truly what leadership is that you take people along the journey with you. Don't leave anyone behind. Be open to what they have to say because we all have something to say. We all have value that we can add to any discussion, any conversation, any project, or anything of that nature. So leadership is really about influence, helping
mhm.
people understand that they too can be leaders because it's not about, who can dress the best or who has the most money. It's about if you can make a difference in someone else's life, then that's truly what leadership is about.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Miss Kimberly, your definition of leadership.
My definition would be service. How can I help you? How can I help you to become the person that you are called to be? And even if you don't know, how can I help you right now in this moment to help you whatever that you need assistance in? We too busy time. We so many times we either one little somebody asks us for help, we want to charge them $5,000 just for one word or just just go tell them to get a link or something like that or get a certain book. Oh well, then you have to come to my master class and you got to spend like $10,000. No, how can I help you? How can I help you right now to get you started? I mean, I know you do have to pay for something, and that's great. But leader, if you're a true leader and you know there's nothing else that God is going to bless you anyway. That's
Yeah.
the way I see it. So if you serve correctly, then more doors will be open for you. If you serve and help your sisters out, because maybe that sister don't have it or something like that. So just to help them get them started, point them in the right direction so that they will be okay. Then when they do have it, maybe they come back and just
Yes. Or send you a referral or any. Listen, I am a strong believer
Send me one
that
referral.
yes, like what
Yeah.
you said, God is gonna take care of it. So
Yes.
Yes.
whatever is needed to be done needs to be done. We have to
Mhm.
serve. Like service is definitely a number one part of
Yeah.
leadership.
Yes.
Come
Yes.
on, Dr. Eve. You over there acting like you over there being all nonchalant. I know you got a word for this
You
one.
do.
What is
Well,
Yes, more than one word. We know.
the
yes.
one word is authentication.
Ooh, yes.
If you
Mm.
can't identify who you are, why are you going to go out? Why? Why are you going to go as Sister Francois, Dr. Linda, Miss Kimberly, Miss Suzanne? How do I identify myself if I don't understand who I am?
Mhm.
So it
Mhm.
all begins with you have to do I call it a balance sheet search. In accounting, I didn't work for IRS and I did, the audit and everything. So, but the first thing an accountant would do is if you go to the bank and you're overdrawn, they say you didn't put any money in the bank. In our
Mhm.
lives, we don't make deposits within ourselves. And authentication is making a identification deposit within ourselves to understand that when somebody come to withdraw something from us, we know what they're going to withdraw, because we're going to withdraw some of my power, some of my inspiration, some of my great attitude, my behaviors in point. And so you're going to get all of this from me because I'm in check. I check me before I go. My mom used to say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. I check me before I go have a wreck about myself. You know what I mean? So, anyway, my authentication is identifying all of my emotional downfalls. I fix those things before I let you see it. I get in the mirror every morning and I look and I twist and I turn. You know, we primp and we like to make sure makeup, everything is done. Our attitude is putting on the right makeup for the body. And I mean that from a spiritual sense. We got to put it together so that when we go present it, everybody can say, oh, I love your presence. I love your attitude. When you walk in a room, there should be something that's happening that people will say, have you ever said, oh, Miss Francois, girl, you here, you hit it. It's because your presence walk in and make a speech before
Yeah.
you even open your mouth. So your authentication would give you the validation that people could say you are an authentic person. You are you. Because I never said this to anybody except for you ladies when Daddy told me. I never bite my tongue because Dad said, if you bite your tongue and your mouth is hurting, you didn't speak the truth. But when you speak the truth, you don't bite your tongue. You tell it like it is.
Mm, mm. I
Love
love
it.
it.
I like that.
I'm
Yes.
just being me.
So if you have not gained anything from this broadcast tonight, I know that you have grabbed some nuggets from these ladies to get you excited about the Sister Leaders Conference.
Mm-hmm.
The creator and host of the Sister Leaders Conference is Dr. Karen Hills-Pruden, a wonderful C suite executive, uh,
Mm-hmm.
businesswoman extraordinaire, speaker, author, great woman of God that brought that is bringing this conference on October 28th through the 29th. Remember, right now registration is completely free for this virtual event. Register www.sisterleadersconference.com. These amazing women are just
Mhm.
a few. This is just a sprinkle of the powerhouses that are going to be speaking at Sister Leaders Conference, right? So make sure that you are registered. Make sure that you have your pen, your pad. Make sure you set the alarms. Make sure you have your snacks. Because I know I'm going to be tuned in. I know one of the days is a Saturday, so I may not be able to be all the way in there, but I'm super excited. I'm super excited. And I also am a speaker for the conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, thank you, thank you. And y'all, I really don't consider myself a speaker. However, I know that I do have a message. So,
Mhm.
I'm excited about that and what it is to come. Of course, I will be giving success strategies for bossing up in leadership. So make sure that you guys tune in, make sure that you register, make sure that you take notes, y'all, because it takes a lot for us as speakers, as coaches, as consultants, as business
Mhm.
women, as empowerment advocates, right? To bring all that we have to bring. You know, you've heard these women talk about different things that they've gone through, failures, imposter syndrome, cancer, death in the family, divorces, all kinds of issues that we have to deal with as women. And I totally agree with Dr. Suzanne. Well, I call you Dr. Suzanne. I hope you're a doctor. But
Speak
anyway,
it into existence.
Speak it into existence.
yes. So,
Mhm.
just concurring with her on the love that we have for women. You know
Mhm.
why? Because we know our struggle. Who knows our struggle
Mhm.
more than us, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a
Mhm.
big person on pulling strength from your struggle. So this is
Mhm.
going to be an amazing conference. It's not
Mhm.
all females as well. Our male counterparts are in on it, y'all. So we have perspectives from male and female sides. Right now, they are on Clubhouse going at it, and we are here going at it. So listen, this is going to be amazing. And with that being said, I want to give all of you ladies the opportunity to tell us about your business. How do we contact you and your social media uh, sites and platforms? So we'll start. I'll go ahead and start with Dr. Eve.
Okay. First of all, you can go to my website, which is www.numeric2, the number two, discoveryourwhy.com. There is a wealth of information about what I do, my bio, how you can book me for any events that you may have coming up. I do motivational speaking. I am also a chaplain. I also do ministerial conferences. So I can fit into, depending upon what your conference leadership, I can do that and speak to your platform that they will be educated to the point of wanting more, not just from me, but I was open the door for others to come behind me to continue to fulfill that need for a speaking engagement. Also, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Twitter. And any of those platforms is on my website that you can just hit the button or the icon and it will come to me or reach me. But I also want to offer people a special offer that if you like me on Facebook and then you message me, I will send you a personalized autograph once you message me and give me all of your information. And in that, you will get a free stylus pen along with the book. And so um, at the conference, I have a journal and I have coffee mugs, Discover Your Why coffee mugs. So anybody can order any of that by going to my virtual vendor site at the conference and order the journal and all of the off of the coffee mugs that has the logo Discover Your Why on there. And one of the cups have the scripture Jeremiah 29:11, which says, "You have a purpose. God has a plan for your purpose." So to understand your why, you need to understand the purpose. So anyway, I think I gave everything, and phone contact, all of that's on there.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Eve. Y'all follow this queen, reach out. I have put your info in the comments. That's why I can't
Mhm.
hardly talk because I'm trying to do two things at once. But next up, we are going to hear from Miss Suzanne.
The name of my organization is Woman to Woman. Well, just say Woman to Woman for short. It's really Woman to Woman International Network, but I know everyone remembers Woman to Woman, okay? You can follow me on Facebook at The Woman to Woman Network. The Woman to Woman Network. I'm also on Instagram as The Woman to Woman Network and my website where I want to invite right now all you women to share some advice on my empowerment platform to empower other women. It's www.womantowomannetwork.com. Woman to woman, TO, woman to woman network.com. Once you go on my site, you would see an article that says share your advice, share your story. Just click on it, go through the information, and you can just submit your advice along with your picture, your social media, so that I can share on my platform. I was able to grow my platform simply by helping other people share their message, and I would like to invite you all to just do the same. Okay?
Love it. Love
Mhm.
it. Thank you, Queen.
Yeah, you
Follow
did it
this queen,
fast.
y'all. Woman to Woman
Net-
Network. All right, Miss Kimberly.
Hello, I am back again. Well, my organization is Kim T Speaks Well, wait, hold on. Like, I got so many names. Hold on. Sorry, guys. My website is www.kimtspeaks.org. Okay, got that part. Woo. Okay. My Instagram is at Kim T Speaks. Right. My LinkedIn is Kimberly T. Mitchell. And I am the founder of Kimberly T. Inspires. Got it. See? Woo. It's all those names and different, you know how you abbreviate everything and then, okay. So I am a certified public speaking coach, also a storytelling strategist. I empower women to tell their story, going from pain to power. They can tell their story with more confidence and with authority. I am also a TEDx speaker public coach, and I really wanted to be a TED Talk speaker. However, they wanted me to, coach their speakers. So I said, okay, well, maybe coach. Maybe if I show myself approved, then
Yeah.
maybe they'll let me speak.
Yeah,
They will. They will. We in it with you.
Right.
that's right.
Right, but that's okay. I have fun. I enjoy just listening to their stories and encouraging them, and making sure they able to tell a more impactful story by making sure they added a little, you know,
Mhm.
my personal flavor. If you want to know what that personal flavor and touch is, you go to my website www.kimtspeak.org and book me as a coach, book me as a speaker, and then you'll find out just some of my superpowers that I give.
Love it. Love it. Next up, Dr. Linda.
Yeah, so people can connect with me. I am on LinkedIn under Linda Jordan. That's Jordon. No relation to Michael because it's two O's, no A.
Mm.
You can find me on Facebook under Linda.Jordan number two. I am on Instagram as Coach Linda R. Jordan, and you can also find me on Twitter and YouTube. My website is www.lindajordan.com. Or you can also, for those that are listening tonight, go to illuminateyourpotentialacademy.com and you'll get more information about a Jumpstart Academy that I'm starting for to get women jump started, get those juices flowing, know what their why is, and hit the ground running. So definitely sign up there, and you can get more information from any of the sources to connect with me.
Yes, love it, love it. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us tonight. I do want to I'm looking for the link for the sister leaders one more time. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't do but one thing at a time. So I wanted to
That's
bring
what
back.
I was doing too, honestly. I was up there doing stuff in the comment section. We have to focus.
Yes, focus. So back to the sister leaders registration link, guys. Make sure that you go and register for this amazing event. Register tonight. You will get notifications. You won't miss anything. And it's absolutely free. Where do
Mhm.
you get all of this amazing, amazing information for free? Nowhere. So you better make sure you go ahead and check it while Dr. Karen is so gracious, because I have not even mentioned all of the speakers that she has. And I'm not gonna pull it up because it's just gonna make me have to try to do two things at once again. So go
And
ahead, Miss Suzanne.
I think you need to let them know that although it's free, the value is priceless.
Oh yes,
Yes.
That's why I was about to try to pull up some more of the speakers because y'all
At what time does it
super
start
priceless.
what time does it start on Friday?
I 9 a.m.
9. Okay.
9 a.m. Sister Leaders Conference, October 28th through the 29th, host and created by Dr. Karen Hills-Pruden. Y'all, make sure you are in the building, in the virtual building.
Building.
I have to be in the
I'm
Don't
room.
a little
miss.
jealous. I have to work the first day. I have to
I
work
know.
on
See, I have to work Saturday. Well, I have to work both, but I'm more free on Friday, so I can have it playing while I'm working a little bit. But Saturday is gonna be a little stretch. That's all right, because I'm almost positive Dr. Karen is gonna have some recordings. She's gonna have
Yeah.
some extra stuff going on, and also,
Mhm.
guys, she also has some other events that are taking place prior to, such as
Mhm.
more virtual spaces like this. Also, she has an in-person kind of like concert almost. I don't want to call
Yes.
it a concert, but I know that there's live music and things like that. So listen, go to that website, y'all, and get all the information. Sign up for as much stuff that you're available for, because this is very, very valuable. You have heard here tonight just a snippet of the information that we will be receiving, and the information that us women will be pouring into whoever is willing to hear. So make
Yeah.
sure that you reach out and connect with us. All of us are willing and waiting to
Mhm.
make new connections, do collaborations, meet other women, empower anyone. So make sure that you reach out to us. Everyone's contact info is in the comments, as well as the conference registration link. Thank y'all so much once again for joining us here on Power Conversations Live. Make sure that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel and to all of our social media platforms, so that you can stay up to date on everything that we have going on, along with all of our amazing partners and sponsors. All right. Thank y'all again for joining us, ladies. Have a wonderful night.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you,
Thank
you
you.
too.
Nice one. I can't wait
Bye.
to see y'all,
I'm
ladies.
typing, I'm typing something in here. So can I
Okay.
do that in the chat? Hold on 1 second.
Yes.
Just a sec. 824. That's my contact. Okay. So everybody can copy that and we don't have to, and whatever. Okay.
Okay. Yes, ladies, get those contacts. I'm going to go ahead and copy this right quick.
Yes.
All right. Well, y'all have an amazing night. It has been
You
wonderful.
too.
Same
Signing
to you.
Thank
out.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you.